I'm Colin Richards, back with another episode of I've Got a Song, and I'm sitting here with Dayton's rock and roll band, Visitor. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Tell me what's been going on. You know, I've been following your guys' stuff, and of course we played shows together, and always a great time. But you've got a new album out,
right? Yeah, I was
right?
about to say, we got that album out. That's the chapter we're on right now. I guess it's kind of the last chapter, though, to be honest. Now we're on the fresh new page right after that. We're gonna promote this one and do stuff like that, but I think we're gonna really just focus on making new music, because it's easy, and especially in today's day and age with all the promotion, social media for music. It's easy to fall into I released this album and I put so much work into it and all this time into it, I might as well basically milk it for however long I can, to where you're just I'm gonna pump out as many promotional videos for this one thing as I can, blah, blah, blah. And we do utilize the having social media at our fingertips, but we're trying to find a new balance between really getting as much out of as we can, as much content, call it, as we can out of our stuff that we've already released. But we were talking, I think it was literally last night, and it's just do you want to sit around and turn your wheels doing the same, posting about songs we've already released, or do you want to make something new? So
yeah, well, it's always good to keep the iron in the fire, and
exactly.
When you release one, to have the start of something else ready to go, and then also, like you said, it kind of prevents you from getting stagnant too in your own creative.
Totally.
You don't want to get burnt out of your own material.
Exactly.
And then when you get to I think that's the biggest thing for me, is making sure that when I get to the stage, I can feel those same emotions that I felt writing the music, and it doesn't feel like I'm phoning it in. For people that care about what we do. I don't want to give them a half-hearted performance or something.
And when you have songs and they're structured out to a way where you have these specific parts, it's easy to sometimes feel like you're falling into just that. That's all you can do.
Just to the parts.
And that's it's oh, that's all I let myself do. But making sure you keep yourself in the mindset of here, this is.
Hey, come to a Visitor show, man. You'll get a different version of every song every night.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's how the Dead used to do it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's on purpose too.
You want to keep the creative juices flowing. So tell me about your next show you guys have coming up. Or your next couple
Friday.
shows.
Yeah, next show's on Friday at Trailtown Brewing there in Yellow Springs.
Cool.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then right after that, we'll be in the Oregon District at Blind Bob's.
Yeah, the next day.
Yeah, that's a great time. Me and the band were just over there. We're at Trolley a couple nights ago.
Nice, yeah.
And
I wanted to see you guys there.
It's fun, when you can get in there and just get there early and get your stuff loaded and have time to hang out and kind of walk the strip and just talk to people. That sometimes brings that many.
I mean,
more
every
people
time you're down there, man, I'm like, dude, we gotta send Colin a message. Go see him. Gotta go see if he's. I mean, every time we're playing down there, I'm like, let's give Colin a call, see if he's down there hanging out.
Yeah, well, and sometimes we've been at the opposite ends of the road.
I
love that.
Played at Peaches and we were at Trailtown or something.
Yeah.
That was a crazy day. Yeah.
Well, and the multiple us at Blind Bob's and you at Trolley. That happens pretty often too.
Yeah, I think one time I was at Oregon Express.
Nice.
During it, and we're like, you guys were at Dublin.
Oh yeah, we're always at opposite ends of
we'll
the Oregon District.
Yeah. I'm like, we got 30 minutes before any of us have to go on. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Go walk
man.
around a little bit.
Yeah, and so tell me a little bit about the process for recording this newest piece. Did it come fluently? When you hit the red light and got the mics on, or did you have a little bit of struggle with just natural struggle of wanting to get the perfect?
Yeah, I mean, stuff went wrong all the time, but not in a way that didn't make sense or in a way that was untimely. It wasn't I guess I'm trying to say any challenges we ran into were to be expected and easy hurdles to jump over. They were necessary learning.
Yeah, and not even challenges or anything. They were just learning moments.
Yeah.
Because this time around because for the first album, it was the first time I ever heard a click track in my life.
Okay, yeah.
I was abysmal. I hated it. And then this time around, we were
why don't we record loud too, and he's drums, so he's hearing tick, 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 but he's
also hearing just everything out, it's not a good time. And this time around, we tried to, do it in much more of like a live setting where there wasn't a click, and then just a bunch of learning moments right there too.
Yeah, well, that can be the thing too. The two different types of ways for recording. You can do each individual part separately and layer it out, of course, or you can do the live setting, which is how Sabbath recorded a lot of their stuff, was just strictly live. That's set up at a time when there was, a lot of things. Let's layer it. Let's get the exact perfect. And what kind of happens sometimes, you get caught in a rabbit hole, and you're like, this was perfect, but there was one little sound that I made on my way down to the strings or something, and then it'll either eat at you like a little earworm, or you can, when you do it live, I feel like there's replaced pressure, but it's kind of a nice group pressure. You're like, we're all depending on each other. And
So we're kind of doing a mix of both anymore, where we're, a lot of times, I mean, this is not concrete either, it's kind of depends on the song. If a song is, structured a certain way, it'll benefit from being recorded a certain way, but a lot of the times we'll just do, I will play the bass track, and we're basically tracking drums, and I'll play with him. Yeah. And the drums will be the only one that's really being recorded, and my bass is just a guide track for that.
Record.
Yeah. And then we'll just go in and he'll dub his parts over it, because he'll hardly ever do one guitar track, he's got all his overdubs and then the backing part, and then.
But a lot of the stuff for this one we recorded kind of just full band, and it kind of felt like an exercise of like letting go of some of the like perfectionism that, because the first album this time we really buckled down and just took it and didn't really have any shows or anything. We weren't trying to like spread ourselves.
We were just trying to give it all of its attention that it deserved to have.
But the first one took us a long time, and this one because we were so meticulous, because we would go in and track everything separately, and then go in with overdubs and all these parts, and this time we much more wanted it to just sound like how we sound when we play live. Yeah,
that's cool. People appreciate that too. They love both parts of it, of course.
There's a life to it.
Yeah, and when it sounds great through your radio, through your streaming, and it's pristine, it's great. But sometimes when it tosses over to a live track and you're like, oh, this thing's breathing, man.
Yeah, there's an
life to
exactly.
it.
Yeah. There's more going on there than just like a record, and I tracked out my part perfectly, and
and it can save time in studio costs.
Totally. And that's what we're like a live band. That's what we do. We're like, it's a show, it's an interactive experience. We love recording, and we definitely feel like we can convey a creative message when we're recording, and yada yada yada, but I do think it's more representative of us to get it as close to the raw, even if it's not a live recording, just getting it as close to the the rest of my take's great on that, so that one note being off is just going to have to do, because I'm not going to sacrifice the energy and the vibe of this take that I've just did just so I can go back and fix a technical issue. Yeah. Because then you're not solving math problems, you're making music for people to feel. It's not supposed to be like it's wrong, like the thing's wrong, and you could easily be like, well, it
becomes inclusive too at that point, just for the average listener, they might not catch it at all, but for, another musician or somebody just a music enthusiast, they might hear that and be like, okay,
nice.
There was a breath there. This shows he's human.
That's my favorite thing about the Dead.
That was a big thing, like this time around recording that, like, took like a lot of like patience and learning and comfortability, was like letting happy mistakes exist.
Yeah, right.
Because like on my solo, you can hear every time I flick on my snare, and like you can hear the lever, and like afterwards I was like, that's kind of cool. I kind of like that.
Yeah, imagine going through and being like, we got to get rid of that. We got to cut that.
First album, I would have been like, oh, dude, is there any way we can like mute the mic right there? It's like any,
but
this
like
time
in
around,
real life.
I'm like, oh no,
the snare
that's
flip's
cool.
on there.
Like I want that there, So
I think that's why we have so much fun sharing shows together too.
Totally.
Because seeing each other's sets and then taking a set break, going out and hanging out, and then coming back in and being like, okay, now it's your turn. Now it's my turn. And it's just, it's great to it was great when we had that first show together
Yeah,
in
it was
Athens.
awesome, yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we have a Dayton band coming to town, and
That was awesome that we met you that day. That was so cool.
It's crazy.
That was
Thank
great.
you, Scott, for that one.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was a good time. And we have another show coming up
Yeah.
February 1st.
Yeah,
Is that
we
right?
do.
Yep.
Yeah, both
Be
of our
there.
bands. Yeah. If you find yourself in Athens, we'll both Visitor and Spare Change be at Casa Nueva on February 1st, Saturday. And yeah, that's
That'll
going to
be
be
awesome.
a fun night.
Yeah.
TV reunion there, you know.
Yeah. Celebrate.
Yeah. So I'm just stoked to hear you guys' set. And
Heck yeah. Yeah, we'll do 2 or 3 songs for you.
yeah, and Graham, I see you're on a Slingerland.
Yeah,
love that.
It's actually a kit that I picked up at a local drum shop around here. It's called Badge's Drum Shop. Badge's Drum Shop in Mason, Ohio. They're amazing. Best shop I've ever been to. But it's a 1970 Buddy Rich signature kit that I picked up there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's amazing. I love it so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were sitting backstage in the green room, and we were talking. I had my acoustic with me, and I was just telling him that it was just a pawn shop find, you know, and talked the guy down to $80 to get it out the door.
Yeah.
Free guitar right there, man.
Basically, I'm like, guy, this I
Playable
don't-
guitar for $80.
Yeah, it's
Already
hard for
broke
me to
in?
walk into pawn shops or things like that because I'm like I'm gonna get itchy. I'm gonna need to buy something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I don't want to, but
Yeah.
the sound might call to me.
Just be broke, then you don't have the option.
They have layaway, man.
Don't tell this guy.
Oh,
dude. That's funny.
Oh, so you guys took some time off for the New Year's and of course to work on the album.
Yeah.
Are you guys just itching to get back out there?
Yeah,
you know, you're
yeah,
ready to
yeah,
just like
totally.
let all that
Yeah.
inspiration
In more
out. you know?
senses than one. I'm eager to play. I'm eager to write new music. I'm eager to meet new people. Definitely that one. That's my favorite to do.
See new places.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
see new places, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to do. And this is we're of the belief that this is our rapid growth period we're entering, just from all the, call it signs that would point to that. So I guess this is a good topic to talk on. Sometime, hopefully, within the next months, this has been in the works for about 6 months already, but I've been trying to get us that transit van I was telling you about. And if we get that, I mean, this is already stuff you know, I'm just saying it
Please do.
for that, but if we get that, then, well, first we got to bring up Jake. Jake is our loyal merch man, best friend, who's not with us today. It's
And
his
it's also
birthday,
his
actually.
birthday. Happy
Oh.
birthday, Jake.
Jake.
Happy birthday, Jake.
Jake's a good guy. I half expected him to be in the audience there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Cheering on, dude.
or sitting right here.
Yeah,
Or sit-
honestly.
Actually, honestly, yes.
Yeah.
But if I get
Next
that
time,
van,
next show, we'll have him on, dude.
when I get that van,
Talk it into
in the next
existence, buddy.
few months.
Come on.
Well, I've should have heard me talking for yeah. It's slow, but it's moving. But anyway, it'll be big enough that we can all 4 sleep in it and carry all of our gear in it. So we could be, I mean,
Yeah.
There's no-
Sky's the limit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the ocean is the limit, basically.
Yeah.
It's like,
That was one of my biggest things was having a van for the band. And when I first got mine, I took out all the seats and put a bed in there and then raised it to fit all the gear underneath.
Right.
And it's amazing the amount of time that it cuts away in coordinating for everybody to drive separately to fit gear in one.
I mean,
And
it's just so much less like, hey, are you going to be here at this time? Okay, I think I'm going to be here at this time. What do you know what the deal with load-in is? Yeah, I think the guy said this, and I don't know, maybe leave your stuff in the car for a minute. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's professional. Like
Well,
you show up, you know what's going on, all your stuff's there, your band's there. It's like a group collective event that
Yeah.
you get to have fun together. And
Having to only park one vehicle for load in.
Totally.
Normally there's only space for one.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then all the other bands
Yeah.
are loading their
and all
stuff
the other
in
bands
too.
are loading in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the alleys are typically the last thing snow shoveled. So
That's true.
fair warning for
Hey,
the
man,
show's coming up soon.
just
It's
take
a little-
the December off. Wait for January when there's 12 inches of snow on the
Yeah,
ground. Then
do all
start
your
doing-
recording and all the studio work when it's freezing outside,
Yeah.
and then, out of hibernation
Yeah.
like the groundhog in spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a funny story of Ronnie Hawkins, and he had the Hawks a rockabilly band in the 50s, and he would carry his gear and the band's gear in a pull-behind trailer pulled by his white caddy. So imagine, rockabilly pulling up, and they'd go
awesome.
up to Canada, and they'd go south, and it was the band with, like, up on Cripple Creek.
Yeah,
band.
the
It was
band,
their
yeah.
original band.
Oh, that's
was
awesome.
with Ronnie
Wow.
Hawkins.
That's cool.
And so yeah, there's
didn't
stories
know
of
that.
their growth period where they're like, yeah, we've got all the equipment meticulously put in the trailer to fit.
Back when
and
you
then
could pull a trailer with a
back when you
Cadillac.
could pull a trailer with a caddy. Yeah, it's a tuna boat. Yeah, that's kind of been my thought with my van as well, is like having a closed-in trailer, and getting a hitch put on the van to be able to pull, and just then you
That
have
would be
all the
awesome.
living
Yeah.
space inside.
Because
And-
you have like an express style.
yeah, yep, it's a 12 passenger.
Yeah.
So there's a lot
You
of
would
room
need
in
a-
there for everybody to be like,
But you couldn't sleep.
sleeping. You could.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean with gear and stuff.
Oh,
and
with
everything,
gear in it, yeah.
You need a trailer, is what you're saying?
It would be better with a trailer. It'd add more opportunity for everybody else as well to be able to crash
Right.
there, because
And- And the more comfortable everybody can be, the better. If you're going to be gone for
Yeah.
long periods of time, like I thought about this, like we could rough it and, sleep on a sleeping bag on the floor every night, but it's like there's no longevity in that. There's no like
No,
you're
yeah,
gonna wake up on night 4 and be like, dude, I can't even move.
yeah,
Can't wait to do this for the rest of the month.
Yeah.
yeah. And when you're thinking long term about it, it's better to plan ahead for when you're
Right.
older. And
Yeah.
I had a show. I was in Chicago, and me and the guys rolled out there in the van, and it was summertime, and where we parked at, we could stay all night. So I'd packed a grill, packed everything like that, and then all the gear was under the bed in the back of the van.
Nice.
And it was just way more comfortable to be able to
Yeah.
sleep with your vehicle, with your gear.
totally.
That's the
Everything's
big one.
right there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, you're not. That's another thing.
Somebody
is you're
tries to
not-
break in and take your stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you're
you
in
gotta
it
be
too.
You're gonna rob 4 dudes. You're like, no, this is not worth it.
Yeah.
Never
okay.
mind.
So, plug on local TV, looking for an Astrovan, right?
Transit van.
Transit
Looking
van.
for a transit van.
Okay.
Around, call it 90,000 to
specifics over
115,000 miles.
Real
That's
specifics
what I'm
over
looking
here.
for.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
Use the outlets you got, man.
Around 20 grand.
If this helps you get a van,
Who's got it?
I would be ecstatic.
That would be
Let me
hilarious.
know.
insane.
This is the van.
We're just going to walk out of the studio and there's just going to be
Yeah,
one.
there's
right
one
there.
in the parking
If you
lot
lined
already.
up, yeah, take your pick.
Dude, they already painted our name on the side of it.
It's like airbrushed, like real
awesome.
nice
Yeah.
and everything.
Your faces on it.
High definition of like everybody's pores are on it and everything.
That's one thing
See that
too,
driving down
I
the
thought about
street?
getting is magnets, like one huge car magnet with your band logo, because
That'd be
also
cool.
when
That's
you
a-
pull
yeah.
up and they know you're a band.
That's a good
they know
idea.
you have gear.
And then you can
So,
take it off when
take
you're
it off at night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some joke idea I always throw around is right like garbage removal service on the side or something. Like,
Yeah.
So just no one comes
you just
near
don't
it.
want like
Yeah.
nothing
You just-
valuable would
yeah.
be
Biohazard.
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh man, well, we're gonna get these guys up here and have them play a few tunes for us, and I can't wait. Any final offs before we cut over?
No, I don't think so. I think we're gonna play "Drop Me in a River" and "Run."
Okay, are these from the new one?
Yes, everything is
Sweet.
from the new album. yeah.
Awesome. All
Maybe we'll give you Montana Pine too. We'll see.
Okay, can't wait to hear it.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
thank you all for joining us, and we'll be right back, and we'll get these guys up here. Thanks.
blows. I've reinvented myself so many times I feel like I've lived a million lifetimes and still done it all. I've healed my old wounds just as new ones cut me open, feeling like it's time to be reborn again. Big oak tree, teach me how to stand. Take my mother nature's hand. Put me on the river, learn to flow. I can't hang on, think I'll just let Take in the sun, make me swell out all my sins. Pouring in 100 feet of snow, I'll come back again. On a boulder, on a river, I'll burn up in the sky. We're gonna live forever, baby, even when we die. Big field of grass, won't you set me free? Pick me up on your wings, ride the breeze. Drop me in a river, wash me clean. You're all I've got left, take care of me. wash me clean. You're all I've got left, take care of me.
I hope you folks at home enjoyed Visitor. You can see them soon. You can find them online and all that good stuff. These guys did great, and I just can't thank you guys enough for being on the show. And we'll see you all real soon. Catch you on a stage near you. Thank you.